I love it. You can't even help it, right? You just got to ask the question, Kris, where should I bank? Which savings account actually has the highest rate of return? And you know what? You're comparing. Well, this bank will pay me 0.1%. This one will pay me 0.2%. This one I can put my money in the money market account and make 1, maybe 1.5%. This one I put into a CD, and if I pull it out early, I lose my 2% of gains. Kris, where would you put your money? Where do you bank? And today I'm going to answer that question, but I'm going to tell you that my bank is going to blow your bank out of the water, and I'll share with you where you can get in on the same action.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
So check it out. This is where I hang out with my kids and we play Broforce and PS and PlayStation, all the fun games. Yes, I know that some of you think that I'm probably too old for playing video games, but when Jack Doherty came in town as a 15-year-old, we sat down and we played video games. Listen, so today I want to chat with you guys for real about banking. Where should you actually be putting your money? And before I answer that, I want to help you understand something. When you take your money to the bank, are you aware they get to, by law, do this cool thing with the government called fractionalized lending? Did you know that if you were to deposit $100 there, that they get to lend not 10 times that money out, but 100 times that money out? That's what fractionalized banking is. It's amazing. They get to take our money, they get to get up to 100 times the value of it, and they get to put it into investments and earn things. And then when all that money comes back to them, do you know what they do? They take that money and they decide to give you like 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.5%. You ever wonder why they give you a sucker on the way out the door? I mean, seriously, when was the last time you walked into the bank and you know it had like shaggy carpet and it looked run down, and you pull up to the counter and someone, you know, pulls a stogie out of the mouth, says, what can I do for you today? No, they're like really nice places, right? Banks, they've got granite and glass. They're doing okay for themselves because of this fractionalized lending thing. It's such a weird thing to me that banks give so little back to us, which is why I started on my journey years ago of finding out, how do I bank more intelligently? And you know what I learned? There's a bank out there that is way more intelligent than the banks on the corner. And this bank is called a whole life insurance policy. Now you're thinking, Kris, that's weird. What the heck does a death benefit of life insurance have to do with a bank? Everything. So life insurance companies, they are banks. And when you set up a life insurance policy, you can either do a boring term policy and say, hey, I'm going to pay a little bit of every month, and when I die, my family can get a check of money. But you could also get what's called a whole life insurance policy. And that's where you have a death benefit, but then you get a living benefit. And the living benefit does some pretty cool stuff for you. The first thing it does is it says your money's absolutely untouchable. No one can touch it. No one can litigate it. Not the government, not nobody. The second thing that it says is it pays an average dividend of 5+%. Yes, 5+%. So why would I put my money in a bank or a money market doing 2% or 1.5% when I could be getting 5%? I'm not going to get rich, but it's about being fiscally responsible with your money. So I get that dividend. Then when I borrow my money, I'm still paying into it and actually building a tax shelter where my money can actually grow tax-free, and I can have my money sitting somewhere else actually invested and growing. And I got the death benefit. I mean, bottom line is, it is a superior bank than any bank you could ever bank at. So when I have loads of money, guess what I do? I don't put it in the bank on the corner. Besides, banks on the corner, they're only government protected up to $250,000 per account. Instead, you go into one of these policies where you're untouchable, and I think it ends up being a far smarter play. So here's my advice. Instead of trying to store your money and save up your money in a bank account, store and save up your money where it can be earning 5% yield in the meantime. We do that through life insurance. You can't do it through any life insurance policy. I'm talking about a policy that is designed to put money in and be able to pull it right back out. A lot of life insurance isn't set up that way, so it requires specialized policies. So the people that you know in life insurance, most of them can't and would not be incentivized to design or specialize in giving you a product like that. Why? Because if you can pull your money in and pull it right out, it's not the same as a life insurance policy where you put it in and you forget it. You put it in, you forget it, the banks and the insurance companies can pay higher commissions to its salespeople. I do a policy where they don't make a whole lot of money, but it is in your best interest and it's in my best interest, and it allows us to do a whole lot more. So what I've done is, over the last decade, I've only met 3 organizations that I trust to set these policies up the right way. And if you click the link in the description below, it'll take you right over to them. They'll do a free consultation with you, charge nothing, and get your bank account set up. So it doesn't matter whether you're 15 years old or 20 years old, doesn't matter how young you are, doesn't matter if you're 20 or 30, you're never too late. The time to be saving so that you can invest in your own bank account is now, and it is through one of these policies. So I recommend that you get on it. Frankly, these are things that the rich people do, and this is what the wealthy do. This is what I've been doing for a really long time, and most people don't know that you can do it. I want to make this video to do more than just tell you where you can get a good advantage on a yield from a bank. Let me help you figure out how to set up the ultimate bank. Thank you for watching today's video. My intention is to always answer the question and then go above and beyond and share as much value as I can, because you know what? People all over the world want to mentor with me, and I got to turn them down. There are ways that you can mentor with me, but YouTube is how I get to mentor with as many people as possible for free. And it's a gift from me to you, and I'm really happy to do it. And I hope that the information is really useful for you. If you're ready to get started with that bank, if you're ready to get started in real estate, look to the links below. Everything that you need is found below inside the description, and we'll go ahead and get you set up and started. And finally, if you're not a subscriber, you need to take care of that right now. Ring the bell so that tomorrow we can notify you when we do tomorrow's video.